Will extracting water from air be tiny or huge by 2030? Meet Cody Friesen, CEO of Source Global. He's on a mission to create water from air. And meet Frida. She lives in South Africa and is one of 780 million people in the world today with water scarcity problems. I'm Simon Darling. Welcome to Life in 2030. This video makes a prediction about how huge water from air will be by 2030 on a scale of 1 to 10. To answer this, we look at the technology needed, see which companies are making it happen, ask how much you will love it, and show jobs that will be hired. First, we look at technology. How on earth can a glass of water come from thin air? The technology to extract water using water-absorbent material may be solved at scale by 2030. Cody's solution works as follows. He passes air through the absorbent material that you see here. It is hygroscopic, absorbing the water. The sun's heat then evaporates the liquid, producing this pure drinking water. Cody's hydro panels are powered by solar energy, which means that they can be installed anywhere and produce 4 to 10 litres, i.e. 1 to 2 gallons, of clean drinking water a day, but it is expensive. A full installation costs $6,000. Another approach is using atmospheric water generation, AWG. This may be solved in a scalable way. AWG uses energy to lower the air temperature, thereby creating and capturing dew. This is similar to the technology behind air conditioners. Large AWG models produce high quantities of water, up to 10,000 litres a day, but are very energy intensive, so need to be plugged into a power grid. Solar powered versions exist, but produce a lot less. A third technology to extract water from air is called fog harvesting and is solved. The first recorded use of fog harvesting was with the Incas in the 15th century. As the wind blows fog through mesh nets that you see here, the water droplets are caught. Gravity pulls the water down into containers, in other words catching the fog. Fog harvesters can collect 3 litres of water per square metre of mesh per day, but it only works in foggy parts of the world such as Chile, where it's used when making olive oil and beer. Because technologies only may be solved in a scalable way by 2030, it points to it being at the lower end of the scale. Now we look at companies. Water from air will be huge if there are unicorns, startup companies that have a valuation of more than $1 billion. And when there's plenty of big multinational companies that are active, represented by an elephant here. Cody's company, Source, is on its way to becoming a unicorn. Cody is a professor of materials science and was awarded a $500,000 MIT prize for invention in 2019. Source is available in more than 45 countries and it recently raised $50 million, including from Breakthrough Energy Ventures, which has the who's who of billionaires as investors, including Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates and Richard Branson. SkySource is relatively small but growing. The founder is David Hertz, whose love of surfing fueled his interest in water access. His water generator WeDew was one of Time's best inventions of 2020. It burns discarded biomass such as wood chips to release water that is captured by atmospheric water generation technology, with a capacity of 2,000 litres per day at a cost of 2 cents per litre. Watergen is growing fast. It's an Israeli company funded by the billionaire Michael Mirilashvili, who has introduced it to many world leaders. Their units use atmospheric water generation technology also, and come in all shapes and sizes as you see here. It produces at a cost of 7 to 15 cents per litre. One multinational company, Tata Group, is investing, but few if any are investing heavily. Tata are sponsoring a prize, the X Prize for Water Abundance. It was won by WeDew in 2018. Because there are no unicorns and small amounts of big company activity currently, this points to it being at the low end of the scale by 2030. If you're enjoying this, hit the subscribe button for more predictions about life in 2030. Now we look at what there is to love about water from air on a 1 to 5 star scale. It gets 5 stars because it undoubtedly improves lives. Today, Frida lives in a water scarce area. In 2030, it's very possible that a Source hydro panel will be generating pure drinking water for her and her family, literally creating water out of thin air. Already today, Source has eliminated the Wayuu tribe in Colombia's 6-mile daily journey through semi-desert to obtain clean water by installing 156 hydro panels. Cody gets 4 stars for reducing plastic usage. Today, Frida has to buy drinking water in plastic bottles, which she doesn't like and knows is bad for the planet. With Source, Frida refills the same bottle every day, contributing to a reduction in the staggering 500 billion plastic water bottles used each year, and hence reducing the annual deaths from plastic ingestion of 1 million seabirds. Because Cody's process is not yet mass market affordable, it gets only 2 stars for this. And when tap water is available, it's 0.15 cents per litre. Cody's solution is capable of producing it cheaper than bottled water of 15 cents per litre, but nowhere near tap water. It requires an initial capital investment of $6,000 installing a hydro panel. Key to unlocking the growth will be massively driving down the cost per litre. From the point of view of the amount of love people like Frida will be giving by 2030, it's in the middle of the scale. Now we look at jobs. If water from air is huge, then there's going to be lots of jobs hired and fired. Water bottlers, people who produce bottled water, will be fired if this process ever gets to mass scale. On the hired side, because the technology is still in its development stage, there are not that many jobs right now being hired. There is only 1 job advertised on LinkedIn at the time of recording with Source as a brand ambassador, but the sector is growing. Keep an eye on LinkedIn if you're inspired what this industry can do. Helping you make good career decisions is a big reason why I'm doing this Life in 2030 channel. Jobs in new industries, like water from air, are exciting, more rewarding, and often more secure than in declining industries. I was fortunate to join the e-commerce sector with eBay in its early days and have benefited ever since. The few jobs there are in the water from air industry are based in the US with Source and WeDew and with Watergen in Israel. Set up some alerts for these companies, it's easy to do on LinkedIn, and click to have a look at my Finding Great Jobs for Life in 2030 video. Because there's not many jobs being hired, from a jobs point of view it puts us at the low end of the scale by 2030. Now we've covered all 4 sections, it's time for me to make a prediction. We've seen the technology needed at scale only may be solved by 2030. There are no unicorns, it's got 2 stars for affordability, and not many new jobs are being hired. This means that on a scale of 1 to 10, water from air by 2030 is at the low end of the scale at a 3. If you've enjoyed this video, sign up for my Life in 2030 newsletter to get updates. Click the bell to get notified when our next prediction video is out, and go and have a look at our prediction on lab-grown meat and one on air taxis. I'll see you in the next video.